Meghan Markle screams in pain and slaps Prince Harry after he filed for divorce. What really happened behind the palace doors? Did that really just happen? That was the collective reaction across the internet after breaking news emerged of a shocking scene between Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. A scene so raw, so human, it felt like something out of a high-stakes Hollywood drama. Only this isn't a movie. It's real life. And it has all the makings of a royal showdown. Heartbreak, betrayal, whispers of secrets, and the end of a love story once deemed modern monarchy's fairy tale. In this article, we're diving headfirst into the real story behind Meghan's scream, the slap heard around the world, and the divorce that shook Buckingham Palace. You're going to laugh, gasp, and probably reread some parts twice. Because nothing, and we mean nothing, prepares you for what we're about to unpack. Ready to step inside the crumbling castle walls? Once upon a time, a royal love story began. Do you remember where you were when you first saw the photos of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle walking hand in hand, glowing like teenagers in love? Back then, they were the couple. The rebellious prince and the confident American actress rewriting centuries of royal tradition. It was more than love, it was a revolution. We watched them marry, leave the royal family, and raise two children across the pond, all while speaking out about mental health, racism, and the pressure of royal life. They had the world in their hands. So what went so wrong? And why did it end with a scream and a slap? Let's rewind the clock, because this story is deeper than just one fight. Cracks in the crown, the subtle signs nobody noticed. You know how some relationships look picture-perfect online but are falling apart behind closed doors? Well, welcome to Harry and Meghan's real life. Sources close to the couple, from former staffers to family friends, started to whisper about rising tensions late last year. Meghan was reportedly feeling invisible, while Harry was emotionally exhausted. The couple had been under intense public scrutiny since leaving the UK, and the pressure to prove their love was reportedly taking a toll. They tried to keep it together for the kids, for the cameras, for the narrative. But the strain was showing. There were canceled appearances. Awkward interviews. One reporter even caught Harry rolling his eyes when Meghan interrupted him during a podcast. At first, people shrugged it off. But looking back, it was all right there. What was happening behind the scenes that led Harry to file for divorce? And why did Meghan react the way she did? The moment it all exploded, she screamed like she was in labor. Let's paint the scene for you. It's a quiet morning in Montecito, California. The couple's massive mansion sits nestled between hills and ocean views, looking like a peaceful retreat. But inside, chaos. Harry, sources say, had been talking to lawyers for months. He was careful, cautious. He didn't want to hurt Meghan, but he also didn't want to stay in what he allegedly called a manufactured marriage. So on a Tuesday morning, he told her, "I've filed the papers," he reportedly said, barely above a whisper. And then she screamed. Witnesses say the sound was gut-wrenching, like something from a horror movie. She screamed like she was in labor, said one insider. Then she slapped him across the face, sobbing. No cameras. No press. Just a broken moment between two broken people. Can you blame her? Meghan had given up everything, her career, her family relationships, her country, to build a new life with Harry. And now he was leaving? But this moment wasn't just about betrayal. It was about identity. About everything she had tried to protect unraveling in seconds. Still, what drove Harry to this point? Harry's secret struggles. I don't know who I am anymore. While the world painted Meghan as the villain or the victim, Harry was quietly unraveling too. Insiders reveal that after stepping away from royal life, Harry began battling what he called a crisis of purpose. He missed structure. He missed the UK. He missed his brother, yes, even Prince William, despite everything. His efforts with Invictus Games and charity work helped for a while. But over time, the freedom he longed for started to feel like exile. And being in Hollywood circles? Not really his vibe. A royal rebrand, Meghan 2.0, is coming. Here's the thing about Meghan Markle, she's not one to sit in sadness for too long. Say what you will about her, but the woman is resilient. And this divorce? It might just be the rebranding moment she didn't know she needed. Sources say Meghan has already been in talks with major production studios, not just to tell her story, but to create content centered around reinvention. Think shows about powerful women navigating identity, healing after betrayal, and reclaiming their narrative. And fans? They're here for it. Social media is lighting up with hashtags like #MeghanUnfiltered and #MeghanRising, with users praising her strength and sharing their own stories of reinvention. One fan tweeted, "Watching Meghan bounce back after Harry's divorce move is the comeback energy I need in my life." So don't be surprised if Meghan's next chapter includes a lifestyle brand rivaling Goop. Yes, really, insiders say it's called Rooted, a best-selling book on marriage, motherhood, and moving on. Speaking tours on empowerment and personal growth. A docu-series that makes Netflix's Harry and Meghan look like a trailer.
Why?
Because pain plus purpose equals power. And Meghan? She's about to flip the whole script. And what about Harry? The quiet storm brewing. While Meghan steps into her power, Harry has taken a different route. Silence. In fact, sources close to the prince say he's retreated almost entirely from public view since filing the divorce papers. He's spending more time in therapy. He's been spotted surfing alone in Malibu. And oddly enough, he's even reconnected with a few distant royal relatives. One friend shared, Harry is doing some serious soul-searching. He's asking questions like, who am I without Meghan? Without the monarchy? Without the media? That's a heavy place to be, but also a sacred one. There's even talk that Harry might return to the UK temporarily, not for the royal family, but to do charity work and rebuild relationships. Could this be the beginning of a full-on reconciliation with William? Too early to say, but the seeds are being planted. And for a man who's been at war with his past, the idea of peace might be the most radical act of all. The kids in the middle. What about Archie and Lilibet? Let's not forget the two tiny royals at the heart of all this, Archie and Lilibet. One is a curious, book-loving 5-year-old. The other, a toddler with Meghan's eyes and Harry's fiery red hair. So how are they doing? Thankfully, sources say Meghan and Harry are keeping the divorce as peaceful as possible for the kids. No custody wars. No drama in front of them. Just co-parenting with intention. They're both fiercely protective of their children, said a friend. This divorce might be messy and private, but they're doing everything they can to keep the kids out of it. Archie, for his part, is reportedly obsessed with dinosaurs and wants to be an astronaut. Lilibet? A natural performer, always dancing and laughing. In short, they're kids being kids. Blissfully unaware, for now, of the headlines. And that's the silver lining. What the public is saying, fans, critics, and conspiracy theories. Let's face it, the internet has opinions. As news of the slap and divorce filing made the rounds, people went into overdrive. Some say Harry finally woke up to the toxic Hollywood lifestyle. Others say Meghan deserves better and Harry caved to royal pressure. And then, of course, the conspiracy theorists came out to play. Here are just a few of the wild theories floating around online. The divorce was planned from the start because Netflix profits. King Charles secretly funded the divorce. A husher. Meghan is going to marry Elon Musk next. Yes, people are really saying that. But in the midst of all the noise, one thing is clear. This story has captured global attention not because it's salacious, but because it's relatable. It's about love, loss, and the messiness in between. And whether you're Team Harry, Team Meghan, or just Team let them live their lives, you can't look away. Lessons from the crown cracks. What this teaches all of us. Look, you don't have to be royal to relate to what Harry and Meghan are going through. Their story is full of moments we've all faced. Feeling unseen in a relationship. Choosing between love and self-respect. Realizing what once felt right no longer fits. And while most of us won't scream in a $14 million mansion or slap a prince, we have cried in the bathroom, stared at the ceiling at 3 a.m., and wondered if letting go was the right call. So, here's the takeaway. If you're struggling in your relationship, it's okay to ask hard questions. If you feel lost in your own life, you're not alone. If you've ever screamed from pain, you're not dramatic. You're just human. Meghan screamed. Harry filed. And the world kept spinning. But they'll both be okay. And you will too. Now it's your turn. What's your comeback story? Let's make this conversation real. Have you ever gone through a breakup that felt like the end of the world, only to realize it was the beginning of a better one? Have you ever had to rediscover yourself after loving someone too much and losing who you were in the process? Tell us. Write a comment. Share your story. DM it. Screenshot it. Send it to your group chat. Because when we share our messy moments, the slap-level, scream-worthy, soul-cracking ones, we give others permission to heal too. And healing? That's the real royal glow-up. Before you go, share this article with a friend who's going through something hard. Bookmark it for the next time you need to feel seen. Drop a comment with your favorite takeaway. Because we're not just here to gossip, we're here to grow together. And remember, whether you're wearing a crown or just trying to keep your head up, you deserve a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on Instagram. Keep going. You've got this. Now tell me, are you Team Meghan, Team Harry, or Team Healing? Absolutely. Let's take this all the way home. Meghan's next chapter. Alone, but not lonely. So here she is. Meghan Markle. No longer a duchess. No longer a wife. But still, somehow, more her than ever. Gone are the photo ops and the curated couple interviews. What's left is a woman standing on her own, battle-scarred but not broken. Insiders say she's been journaling. A lot. And walking barefoot in the Montecito grass every morning. Meditation. Therapy. Actual silence for the first time in what feels like years. She's learning how to be again, says a close friend. There's no rush. No headline she's racing to write. Just slow, intentional steps back to herself. And isn't that something we all need sometimes? To sit in the quiet, to strip off the labels, wife, mother, title holder, and remember who we were before the world told us who we should be. Maybe that's Meghan's real legacy. Not the royal rebellion. Not the Netflix docuseries. But the messy, painful, real-life choice to choose herself. And if you've ever needed permission to do the same, consider it granted. Harry's redemption arc. Will he find his way back? And what of the prince? Will Harry ever return to the UK in full? Will he rebuild the bridge to his brother? Will he find love again, or, more importantly, find peace? The truth is no one knows. Not even Harry. But if his recent actions are any clue, he's working on it. He's not rushing into another relationship. He's not hiding behind flashy interviews. He's not selling his story to the tabloids, at least not yet. Instead, he's taking space. And maybe, just maybe, the prince who once ran away from royal life is now running toward something deeper. Not a throne, not a crown, but a life that feels right. Time will tell. But for now, Harry is healing in private. And that might be the most courageous royal act of all. A new kind of fairy tale. No crowns, no castles, just courage. So here we are, at the end of this chapter. Not the end of the story, because let's be real, this royal drama is far from over, but the end of one powerful arc. A love story that captivated the world, broke barriers, bent traditions, and then broke down, publicly, painfully. But maybe this is the fairy tale we need in 2025. Not the one with glass slippers and perfectly filtered photos, but the one with tears, truth, therapy, and tired parents trying to do right by their kids. The one where happily ever after doesn't come from staying together, but from letting go gracefully when it's time. The one where two people grow up, grow apart, and grow anyway. Because that's real magic. Final call. Share your story. Start your chapter. You made it this far, and let's be honest, it wasn't just about Meghan and Harry. This was about you, too. Your heartbreaks, your battles, your moments of screaming and slapping the universe, begging for something to make sense. Absolutely. Let's keep this emotional momentum going, because you're here for more than royal gossip. You're here for something that hits home. And this story? It's just getting to the heart of what we all really want. Clarity. Closure. Courage. The quiet power of walking away. Why leaving isn't failing. Let's pause for a second. Think about how society loves to celebrate staying, sticking it out, making it work. There's this unspoken rule that quitting is weakness, especially when it comes to relationships. But here's the truth. Sometimes